Good morning, interwebs. Do you notice that I'm dressed as though I'm going outside? I am. Because where am I going, Steve?
Sledding with us!
Steve and I have to get all my snow stuff out. I got my jacket that I wear all the time. It's just my heavy jacket. But I also wear it to put wood in the fire, like, every day. But, got my coveralls, which are the women's version of work coveralls. They sell at our Tractor Supply store. And my snow boots. I got my blankets. I'm still sleepy. I've got gloves. These are not blankets.
They're hand blankets.
They're hand blankets, I guess.
Insulated hand blankets.
And I have my hat and my scarf, which I, again, wear all the time. But in this case, it's with purpose. So, shall we go outside?
Whee!
Yes, Steve is now going to perform the ever-famous belly slide they've been telling me so much about. You look like a penguin.
Wow.
Was that fun?
Get it?
Yeah, was that fun?
Yeah.
So it is, what, 4:03? And just drinking some water because it's important to stay hydrated. If you're not being hydrated right now, I suggest you do. And by that I'm talking to myself because I keep forgetting to drink water. I need to drink more water. So outside was fun this morning in the snow. And then I was in here, I was all getting ready to write up the eyeball pattern better and like getting out some colors to play around with because I'll probably make another one in the process of writing it. It's how I test some of the things, especially with the shaping. So I was going to work on that. My sister called, talked to her for a while. Things are not going great in California, but that's to be expected. And then I got into my head that I don't want to work on that shawl. I want to sew. I want to sew for myself. So I went and got out of the basement. I have these totes of fabric. We're all in the basement in addition to stuff I already have out. So I'm going to go through those. Try and find fabric that matches what I want to do. And then I'm going to start cutting out pieces for a quilt. Why? I don't know. Because that's what I really want to do. So, gonna make a quilt. So I went through the totes. And actually I consolidated them some just to make them fewer totes. I was actually able to delete a tote. Plus, you know, there's fabric over there too. And I went through everything and I was trying to pick out what I wanted. I want to make this pixelated flamingo quilt. And I wasn't really happy with any of the choices in the boxes. And then I remembered, in 2005, my mom and I went to the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show in Sisters, Oregon. It is a festival where they take the entire town of Sisters, Oregon, and on every possible hanging space outdoors, they hang quilts. And her and I had always wanted to go, and we never did. And finally, we decided before I got out of college that we were going to go. So her and I drove up together, and we camped with these giant moths the size of our hands. And it was fun, and we camped because that was cheaper, and then we could spend money on fabric instead of lodging. Plus, lodging's kind of hard to come by, but the campground was really sparsely populated, so that was great. So we went there, and we went to a place called the Stitch and Post, which is like Mecca for quilters in that area. If any of you are quilters, you've probably heard of the Stitch and Post in Sisters. And I went a little fat quarter crazy. Now, in general, I do not like fat quarters. I would rather just buy like a half a yard of fabric or whatever, but there was a decent deal, and the best deal on the fabrics they had at the Stitch and Post at the time was to buy fat quarters. So I did that because I could get a lot more colors and variety more cheaply. So I have had tons, and this is some of them, and this is the rest of the stack of fat quarters that I had bought when we were there. I think I have another, oh yeah, there's one more little stack. These black and red batiks I got to make something for Steve, and I still haven't. You know, it's only been 12 years, going on 13, but it's been a while. But these have been like these are like my super, super special, like my preciouses. Don't use them for anything. I even, when I got them all, I wanted to pre-wash them, but I was living in an apartment, and so I didn't have my own washing machine, and I didn't like the idea of running these through a laundry. So I hand washed all of these in the bathroom sink at my apartment, and yeah, hung them out to dry on my drying rack in my shower, and like ironed them all, and it was quite an endeavor. But they have moved all these places with me, and now something needs to happen with them. So I went through and I picked out, these are like the pink tones. I think these are going to become the flamingo, and obviously black for the beak and feet. And then the background on the quilt pattern I'm using is blues, but I didn't really have a lot of blues, but I have a lot of purples. Go figure, right? So I think I'm going to just do a more mixed bag background than is in the pattern, because that's how I tend to quilt. I don't follow patterns. Has anybody noticed that's just how I kind of follow directions in general? Like, theoretically, there's directions there, and I kind of look at them, and then I just do what I want. It's kind of what I do. So, that's the plan. So, I'm going to put these boxes away. I think I'm going to go hop in the shower, because I've not taken a shower today because I got dragged out to play in the snow first. Go take a shower, think about the ordering of these colors, and then I'm going to come back and start cutting pieces. Because this is a pixelated flamingo, so it's going to be all squares put together. So, okay. Off to go clean up and shower. Well, it is 10:21. Steve left for work at, he got up for work at 7. Which, boy, did my brain want to forget. I meant to set an alarm this afternoon, and I was like in the middle of doing that. And apparently I never hit like save on the alarm, so it didn't go off to remind me like, hey, you have to have his dinner made. But luckily we talked about it enough in front of my daughter that she came in at like 6:30 and was just like, so you remember that Dad leaves soon, right? I was like, oh yeah. So I made some ravioli, just had to boil it and sauce it and stuff. So we had ravioli and broccoli for dinner. Talked to my sister, kids got to talk to my mom, that was good. Steve got to talk to her. And the kids were asking me stories about when I was little, like, about vacations and stuff, and I was telling them, and so then I was like, oh, I think I sent them the pictures. So, kids and I spent a while going through boxes of pictures, which, interestingly, I realized that a lot of the pictures I was thinking of, I don't have. They're still at my parents' house. So next time I'm there, I will have to go through all of the pictures, because there's, like, doubles or triples of everything. Remember back in the day when we all used to have everything printed out in paper, and you used to get double sets, so you had so many? My mom really liked getting doubles, because you never knew you were going to give it to somebody, but you wouldn't want to give them your double, because then you wouldn't have a double anymore. So we just had 2 of everything. But a lot of pictures I thought I was looking for weren't there, because all the pictures I have are the ones I have from once I finally got my own camera. So there was actually a bunch of stuff where my kids were totally not interested, because there's like me and my school friends, which it's also really weird to still remember first name, last name, interesting fact about like every person you were ever in a class with. Well, I guess through elementary school, that is true. And then through middle school too, probably. Most of the people that were pictured. And then by high school, you know, you might remember who the people are, but you didn't know them as well. But it was just kind of funny. But I was pulling out some pictures and stuff and showed them to the kids, and that was enjoyable. And then I went through, after the kids went to bed, went through all of the digital pictures that I had moved from our old computer onto this one. Oh, we have another hard drive. I felt like there were pictures missing. I bet they're on the other hard drive. Haha. Well, that's good to know. But anyways, I did all that, looked at pictures, and now I'm going to drink this cup of tea. I put some more laundry in, so hopefully all of my clothes will be clean soon. And I'm going to work on cutting up things for my quilt, and then we'll see. I might start packing some tonight. I don't know. Just to be packed, because once I have all my clothes clean, I don't really want to wear things that I will want when we travel west. If I don't have to wash them again, that would be really good. So, okay, off to work on my quilts.